Welcome to Season 2, Episode 18 of the Bald Podcast. These are your hosts, me. And Darrell.
Man, I'm dead.
You're so tired.
Nah, nah, nah.
Per- like, what time is it for you actually? It's 3 in the morning.
3 a.m.
It is 3 a.m.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
actually forgot, what was the idea for this episode?
I was gonna answer questions.
Did you get questions?
The Google questions.
You're gonna Google questions.
I'm gonna Google life advice questions. I'm gonna do them in order. So
You're gonna,
you do it, and then you ask me the questions because you're the host. You're the main guy, aren't you?
so you're gonna send the questions to me, and then pretend like you
Nah,
don't know the
you gonna
question.
Google the You gonna
I'm gonna
Google the
Google the
questions.
questions.
Google life advice questions.
Uh, okay.
Hello, welcome back to the Bold Podcast. We got a guest right now. Yeah, ask
Give
me
me
the life
one
advice
second. I'm typing into
questions.
Google.
It's not typing into Google, but it's typing into Wi-Fi.
Uh, all right. Just going through. Life advice questions.
Yeah,
36 life-changing questions to ask others. You ready for your life to be changed?
I hope so. I'm changing all people's lives.
Oh,
I
I see.
am.
Goody.
Yeah, only I answer the question. This is Darrell episode.
Oh, all right, okay.
Nah, nah. You can support my answers. You can be like, that was so cool, Darrell. But that's it. That's it.
I'm not a dick writer, sorry.
Nah. You can give your opinions. Of course, you
Do
can do
do
whatever,
do.
bro.
These are more like personal questions.
Yeah, I'll get the questions up then. You failed in your search for life advice questions. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, welcome back to the Bald Podcast.
I have a question.
Give me a question.
Uh,
That's not a
Yeah,
question.
the more I think about it, I'm actually really set in life. Like, I don't even need your advice.
100
Yeah,
zombie-sized chickens or 10 chicken-sized zombies?
you're bastardizing the point of this podcast.
Answer the question. If it's that easy, punk.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what 100 zombie-sized chickens or 10 chicken-sized zombies? Are
yeah.
these Minecraft zombies or what type of zombies are
You don't even know that information. He already gave you enough.
they?
You should get the point.
I could probably do the chicken-sized zombie. Wait, what's the one that's 100 zombie-sized chickens? Zombie like 5'8", so it's like a bit smaller than me. I just one tap all the chickens, no worries.
They wouldn't.
Alright, Daryl, I got one for you.
Uh,
How do you find your people?
what?
You've
Like
already stumped?
in the dark?
Really?
Well, I feel like I don't know what you're asking. Like I
Like, how do you
find
find your
them.
people?
Oh,
That's crazy.
How do you find the
wait,
people you should emotionally invest yourself in? Like, how do you find the people that you know are that you should like
there
be,
for you.
be
Yeah,
get a greater relationship
I
with?
wouldn't.
your main guys. Okay.
Who in life should you pursue?
So for one, fine. Like if we're playing hide and seek, I'll find them because I'm really good at that game. But like if you're talking about like meeting them in general and becoming close with them, you see, it's all a game. Tell you why it's a game. Wait, I enter you up. Damn. I'll tell you why it's a game. So you don't you one time I was in a phone store, okay. I was quite young. And this man gave me some advice that I'll never forget but I never took seriously. I never actually followed until recently. He said to me, don't ever waste your time in speaking to people. Like, don't be shy because once I bet like there could be someone that you wasted a long time not talking to them, like 2 years, and they end up being one of your close friends, then you've lost out on so much memories because you were afraid to talk to somebody or embarrassed to talk to somebody.
This was an old man in a shop, or
This guy was like 22.
oh,
This guy gave me like this tough advice. I never saw him again. So he told me that, and it's like I kind of see it's like the people that are gonna be best for you, your best friends, you never know. Like you're gonna be similar in some ways. Like you're gonna have friends that you're like you're just like them. You're the same as them. However, you're also gonna have friends that you're still different as people. However, they're just your best friend. There's just so people you're so close to that doesn't even make sense. However, it does. Like all of my friends are different as people, and I have different like types of groups. However, there's people, and of course, another thing is understanding levels of friendship. There are some people that you're just calm friends with. You just chill with them. However, that doesn't mean you're not gonna tell them your darkest secrets. You're not gonna tell them all this like peak things. But there's gonna be people out there that are gonna be like your close friends that are like your ride or dies. Your people that will like yeah, you tell them anything. Like they are your best friends. And of course that happens. It's not all about time you've known them, but of course that's a part of it for me. I take a long time to actually become friends with somebody properly. So you have that as a factor. You have also just compatibility as friends. Like if you know them well enough, you'll know when they're joking, when you're joking, when you're being serious. As you guys know, a big part of life for me is jokes and trying to be funny. So for me, someone being like one of my close proper friends, it's there to be have a good sense of humor and either be allowing either like make jokes with me or like be available to listen to and like play along with the jokes I make. But that's really it. I feel like finding your friends is the hardest part. I know I didn't really give much advice for that, but it is really just once you if you once you take the first steps of talking to someone a couple times that you think seems like a nice guy, you'll find out like within soon whether they are a close friend or just a chill guy material. Amen.
So
all right.
100 like zombie-sized chickens or like 10 chicken-sized
Are we doing serious? Are we doing jokes? This is a serious podcast. You don't make jokes on here. How dare you?
I'm
I would pick
sorry.
I'd pick the 100. I'd kill them easily.
That's like there's 100 of
I don't
Yes.
know. Chickens are pretty big.
Yeah, but then I'd
them.
piss.
Like
I'd
they're
pick. I'm
zombies.
picking the zombie-sized chickens. That'd be like 5'8",
Also,
5'7".
like, it would be very easy to kill 10 zombie-sized chickens. Because, like,
It's 100
have
zombie-sized
you ever
chickens, isn't it?
cracked a chicken wing?
Is it not 100 zombie-sized chickens?
It's,
Yeah,
no.
it's that.
It's 100 chicken-sized zombies or 10 zombie-sized chickens.
I could easily do 10 zombies. I just punch them in the head.
Not even that. You could, like, you could crack their necks. Like, it's chicken bone in there.
Yeah, but it's alive. It's gonna be a bit more. There's muscle and stuff
Okay,
around
but
it.
like, have you watched Family Guy?
It's not like that. It's
It's
not gonna
not
be.
that guy. It's
It's
not
not that
him.
guy.
They
But
are
like, what
not
if he
him.
is?
I have the
How
next
do you
question
know?
for you. Next life advice question. It's only
Yeah,
slightly more difficult than the last one.
it's a serious podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. This one is actually, you know what? That's I'm gonna like rephrase it. This one's like an easy one.
All right.
What is good?
Me. Uh, But yeah, that is like that was obviously a funny answer. However, I do see some truth in that. It's good to many people is different things. To many people, there is an objective good and bad. Like I forgot who it was. It was someone in here when they were like, it may have even been Exy who said like, this musician's good. I just don't like him, or I just don't know about them yet. I just don't feel him yet. And I that makes sense to many people being like, this person is good, or this thing is good. I just don't like it. Whereas for me, most times in general, I can being appreciative of other people liking things is different than think like I'm of the agreement that this is gonna sound bad. If I like something, it is good. That doesn't mean it's objectively good or it's better morally or legally than something else. However, I don't know why I would like something if I didn't find it good. So and if I don't like it, I'm gonna assume it's bad because to me it is bad. That's that. I feel like that's there isn't really an objective good or bad because it is all based on opinion. So I don't see why you could say I don't like this because it's I don't like this even though it's good. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah,
like
but
yeah, follow
I
on.
feel like there's a follow-up argument where it's like if you are always the one that decides what is good and what is bad, like at that point the universe revolves around you in your own head.
I decide what is good and bad to me.
Yeah.
So if I think, oh yeah, this new Radiohead song is bad, I think yeah, it's a bad song because it's not good. I don't like it. Because if it was good, I'd like it. You, Blix, could like it, and that means in my world, to you it's good. However, to me it's bad. So I'm never gonna say, oh yeah, it's a good song, but I don't like it. Because if it was a good song, I'd like it. Or I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, it was a bad song, but I like it. Because if it's bad, how do I like it? It's just good. So I think, in my opinion, on good on bad is more so is I mean, there is some like objective or like moral goods and bads. Like killing people is bad, and giving to charity is good. However, a lot of times, good and bad is more subjective thing. However, we should not judge it in that way. It should be always be as the fact that. So what I'm saying, like it should always be to the fact that. What was the last sentence I said?
Like when you're saying good, are you saying like talking about music? So you're talking good is in terms of like quality.
Yeah, but even then, with morality, I think
Is
I do
morality
think
subjective?
I think there is more. I said this. There is more of an objective code around morality, of course, because there is obviously, again, even though morality has got people having different opinions, there is still a good and a bad, almost objectively. Like, I think we can argue that killing someone who's like killing an innocent person is bad because even though the person who kills them might find it good because oh yeah they got rid of someone they didn't like or they got rid of someone for no reason, the negative on that is worse because they've taken a man's life, and I think that is one of the worst punishments you can get as a you can to not have your own life anymore. So that's why. But however, so then good on quality is very incredibly subjective. Like it does not exist. You can't have good based on you can't say that good isn't not based on quality is wrong because if I like something, why would I call it bad? Like even Space Jam 2, guys are like, "Oh yeah, it's fun to dislike. Like it's just like bad." Whereas I enjoyed it, so I find it good.
But you're talking about a different kind of like. Like you liked it ironically.
No, I didn't.
You thought it
I
was
was
incredibly fun. Like I guess
it's
ironically in
meant to be.
terms of things that were funny that the person who made it did not intend to be funny.
No, I think they
Or
intended
you
to be
find it
funny.
funny for the wrong reason.
I don't even think that's true. I think I found it funny for the in the right way. I don't see how I could have misinterpreted that. I found it funny when Rick and Morty came on screen and said, "Oh yeah, take your your Tasmanian devil back,
Do you
dum
really
dum."
find it funny? Do you think you find it funny for the same reason the executives who made it found it funny, or thought
Uh,
other
I
people would find it funny?
I don't think there's that far
All
off,
right, here's the
really.
question: do you find it funny? Do you find the joke that Rick and Morty say in that episode funny, or do you find just the fact that they're in that movie at all funny?
Uh, let me think about
The
that. I
fact that
think
Rick and
that
Morty show up, if that's the funny part to you, then you like it ironically. If it's the joke that's actually being made when they show up, which I
I
believe is
think
like, yeah, this Taz guy, I can't experiment. Yeah, I can't understand that guy.
but I think they do also understand. I think the
Or do you
executives
enjoy it
also.
because, oh my goodness, I love Rick and Morty. I get the reference.
I think the executives understood that. Oh yeah, you wouldn't expect Rick and Morty to be here. So of course, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, I found the Dum Dums joke that funny. However, I did think the executives thought, yeah, it's funny. It's like if I had a movie right now, yeah, and it was just guys from this server talking, and then at one point it cut to like Barack Obama, and he went, and he said some dumb shit, but it was still Barack Obama. He pulled up on the screen. I'm clearly doing adding like a funny guy. I'm clearly adding a guy which is interesting to be added because it's him. Like if I got just random guy off the street to like look like if I got random guy off the street to say it, it wouldn't be funny. But because it's Barack Obama or because it's because it's Rick and Morty, that's what makes it funny. I think they were trying to add that. That oh but it's Rick and Morty. They did that. Oh that's kind of stupid. Like that's kind of funny. It's Rick and Morty.
For
But also
me, even though I've
there
never
was a
seen
lot
Space
in that
Jam 2
movie.
and should have no
Yeah.
stake in this argument and shouldn't even be talking about it, I feel like the reason they're in that movie is A, for like the setup joke, but primarily just to be like,
Yeah,
oh,
Rick and
this is
Morty in
a,
this
oh
movie.
my goodness, point at, like, you know the movie Ready Player One?
Yeah.
People point at screen and go, oh my goodness, it's the Iron Giant. I love the Iron Giant. The point of Rick and Morty being in that movie is so people go, oh my goodness, Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty.
Yeah, kinda. But I think it's also an element of like ridiculousness. Like, oh yeah, Rick and Morty and the Looney Tunes. What? I think there was also a lot of funny jokes in that movie. Like, wh- when Porky Pig started rapping, that was kind of funny. I liked that. Where I liked when they had Big Chungus come on the screen. That was hilarious.
Okay, maybe you like this movie. Uh, maybe you do actually like this movie.
They had Big Chungus. What are you talking about?
All
And
right,
they wrote
are you
that in the
laughing
movie.
at Big Chungus because, like, if I were to send
They
you a
bro,
big,
it's Big Chungus. It's big. They did not
if
write
I
that
were to
in.
send you a Big Chungus meme, would you laugh at it?
I actually might.
Okay, then I think you actually do like Space Jam too.
Yeah, I've made this clear. I feel like I've made it clear. I like things that I think are good, and I feel like that's hard for a lot of people to understand. I know it sounds like, oh yeah, people don't understand because I'm so smart. I do think it's hard for a lot of people to understand that everything I like, I think is good because it's, and that's why another thing is I hate, and I'm really bad with looking at criticism and even if things I like if I like a game, I hear a guy go, "Yo, that game sucked. I hate that game." Sometimes it just makes me sad. I'm like, what the hell? But I like that game. That game's good. And everyone I'm like, I hate that game. It's so stupid. I hate it. It makes me sad. It makes me cry. Well,
And
not
you're
makes me
like
cry, but
the Grim Adventures of Bill and Mandy, where it's like, it's not stupid, you're stupid.
not even. It's not even like that. I just think, why would they say that? It's so mean. And I start tearing up. And it's like as well when people say like when people say J. Cole's bad, it makes me upset. People say Space Jam 2 is bad, it makes me upset. So I'm like, what? So I thought it was good. Even, but also my opinion can be swayed very easily. That's another weird thing about it. I think things I like are good, but like if someone does something I disagree with, I'll suddenly I'll just like there was this one thing of Drew Gooden a few years ago where he like apologized for saying a slur, and that's fine. But then like one YouTuber did tell me, yeah, that was bad. What a pansy. Why is he apologizing? I was like, oh yeah, that guy's a pansy. Why is he apologizing? I didn't like him for a bit. I was like, wait, no, I like that guy. That's funny. He makes funny jokes. And then I realized, oh yeah, he's good. It's like that.
Darrell, are you just like a normal guy?
I think so. Why?
I guess that's really funny. You're the average guy that I am always made fun of for being.
Wait, really?
You sit in the theater and watch Space Jam 2 and go, ah, ha ha ha, oh, big chungus.
I'm not stupid. That's hilarious. What are you talking about? It's funny. It's big chungus.
you, you are the like common denominator that is marketed to.
Yeah, I'm just a normal guy. But I do obviously think there are some problems with me. But I think I'm alright.
All right, you next want the next life advice question?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, here's the thing. Here's
Yeah.
the question. How do you let go of things that upset you?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Like
And again,
if something hurts you,
giving life advice is hard
how do you
because
get over that?
it's so much easier to say things than it is to do things. So I can do all principle now and say some cool like advice like the one of Gunnar holding the right in the fire, the notebook. I could do all that. However, I probably won't do it. I can admit that. But I think that the best way to uh get rid of things that upset you is to just not well
Not get
I
rid of
think there's
things, just you're upset by something. How do you get over that?
I think there's two methods really. There's two methods that I'll try and do the most. I have the one big one that I have always thought of, and it's just like not in a bad way or a good way. It's just kind of like ignore it or try think of other things. If I've had a really bad day, like if someone's upset me or something bad's happened, very often I will just get some nice food if I can afford it. I get some nice chicken, some pizza, whatever. Like talk to some of my friends or listen to some happy music, like watch a YouTube video, and that is usually and that's just for less severe issues or like issues that I can't do anything about at the moment. That is actually a good thing. I never really get behind the listening to sad things because sad things make me sad and happy things make me happy. So like listening to like a happy thing or like kind of distracting yourself a little bit can be useful in cases. Obviously, I used to always be like, yeah, just do that. But I now understand there isn't always times where you can just like get over it. However, like there are other cases, like a few, like it was this is last year when I had my when I was really thinking about existentialism, the Dark Souls era. I do think talking about it helped a lot. I don't know how it is with like actual like trauma or anything because to my knowledge, I don't think I've got any like serious like traumatic issues. But I feel like when you have something that's upset you and it makes you like oh damn, I'm really upset about this. Talking about it to people who have similar experiences or like understand, or even guys who don't have similar experiences who are just like there to be nice to you or just there to tell you what's up, can be very useful. I did counseling for that, and when I came out of that shit, I was like, damn, I feel better. Like for like a solid several weeks, I was like, every day I did not feel great. I just felt like it felt like a pit in my stomach. That's how it felt. And then I literally just spoke about it and kept speaking about it, and then I was like, I'm still not over it. That's the thing. That's the thing of things that upset you. There's two stages. There's the being actively upset about it by it, and then there's the letting go and being over it. I'm not actively upset by it right now, but I'm still not I'm still not at terms with my own mortality. But like I'm just not actively upset by it right now. But then like for yeah, so obviously I think obviously either distraction or talking about it and genuinely getting out of people that you care about and people that care about you and genuinely talking about it. Or if it's something that you can do something about, then try and again ask people, is it worth doing this about it? Is it worth helping this? Is it worth doing that to improve your circumstance? I think it's always I do agree with if you can always try your best to improve your own circumstances. However, I do understand that that isn't always possible because there's extraneous factors. And even then, sometimes thing, like sometimes you want to improve something, but it just doesn't work because it just like it just don't feel right about it. Simply.
True.
Yeah.
I like that part of the advice where you were like, talking about it to people is genuinely the kind of like the answer. Well, okay, asterisk. I don't want to say the answer. Maybe not in all circumstances. I don't know. I can't label every single circumstance in my head. But in general,
Mhm.
if you're having something that's like keeping you down, just like talking about it with people who like care about you is so unironically helpful.
That's what I said. Yeah, it actually helps.
Because because even if they don't have an answer and they don't relate at all,
At
like
least they
there's
know
just
you're something's
something
up as well.
like just there I think it's something about like being vulnerable with around people who are also being vulnerable. Like I don't know, it just kind of cures those like whatever's rotting, like hurting your core, like your soul at the moment, you know?
I know it's gonna sound like kind of corny as well, but also is the fact. Like I know I'm not trying to act like I'm a cool low key Sigma guy, but I am not the most genuine guy on this server. I can understand that people are gonna think me of less of a actual figure around because I just go around and do jokes and then leave. So genuinely talking and being a real person to my friends is useful because I do want to be seen as like a real guy. But yeah, I understand that it obviously can be hard because I've made myself to be more of a character. So of course people are gonna think that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Next question. Now this is more of
Next
like a
question.
question for you, but I want you to try and somehow apply it to life advice in general.
Of course.
Okay. This is a question I like asking a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to die,
Mm.
like right now,
Right now.
or maybe not right now, like whichever one helps you answer the question more, whichever way you want to answer the question more.
Yeah.
If you were to die, what would you want everyone to remember you for? Like, what would you want the things they remember you for to be? Not exactly.
It's-
You could either say like specific memories or just like general attributes.
I thought about this one a bit. This one's weird to me because, of course, the first thing that comes to my head is funny to be a funny joke, or a joker. But I've realized I do want there to be more than that. That I'm honestly not sure there would be. And I think this question is very useful to ask and answer because I could say, yeah, I want people to think that I am a genuine guy. But realistically, I can't think of anyone that really would think that. Like, if I did, like, because I've got friends in this, I got real life friends in this stuff. If I did pass away, like soon, you guys wouldn't really be like, yeah, Darrell, that was a genuine, like, you guys, even though I'm doing this right now, maybe because of this, but people wouldn't be like, yeah, that was a genuine guy who was trying to be like nice and help out. It'd be, yeah, that was the guy that did jokes. Of course, I think I'd be held in higher regard
Well, that's
if
not
once we
entirely your
die.
character. I feel like there's a sense of like you like to make jokes, but you also like the two other things that you like are voicing your opinion,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
That's one. For better or for worse, you like voicing your opinion, which in a sense also lends itself to kind of sort of a genuineness, right? Like, because you like to be real. You
I
just like
try
to
to
be
be.
real in a jokey manner.
I see that. But
Like, you
then it's
can't
like,
look me in the eyes and tell me, yeah, all those times that, like, I was upset, I was actually joking, and I was pretending to be upset.
of course, yeah, no,
You
I
could
do
probably say
think
that
that.
about a few times.
I've
But I
I've
think
definitely been joking a
most of
couple
the
of times, but
times
most times I am genuinely
you are
pressed.
genuinely really just showing how you are feeling in that moment.
Hmm.
I
I've never.
am upset at this video game because I hate losing in video games.
Oh, I hate losing so much. Oh my god, that's one thing I gotta fix. I actually hate losing. Um,
For me, I think Dark Souls 3 was my cure for not caring about losing because I literally just you die so often in that game.
That's no, that's the ones that was the opposite for me because in
But in
that
your
game,
mind, it's just our minds frame it differently. Like we probably died just as much, if not the exact same amount of deaths in both of our first playthroughs. But for me, I
Mhm.
remember like all the failures. But for you, all that matters is that you beat the game in the end. So in your mind, you
Yeah,
won.
but also like the thing that made me the most silly for me was that like Mike, I'm just too inconsistent in these games. Like, I'll one day I'll be like, yo, wait, I'm so tough. I'm kind of tough. I'll like kill
If
like
we're
so
so
many
back.
bosses in a row. Like, I'll do like first, I'll like beat guys in the first attempt or like first like 5 attempts, and then I got a bosses like Champion Gundyr, where I was on it for like an hour and a half listening to Utopia, and I just felt angry every step of the way. I was so angry at that,
See, for me,
and
like that's
I
just kind
couldn't
of
even
like a
rage
flow
'cause it
state. Like you're
was.
just like playing the game.
And I couldn't even rage 'cause it was 9 a.m. in the morning and I was awake all night.
No.
That
See, that's the thing. I think that's like the thing that separates me and you a lot. Is that for me, that would just be like a nice, relaxing afternoon.
yeah, but for me it was a painful,
Because
excruciating
I don't
morning.
really care when I lose. It's like, all right, I'll go back in.
Yeah, I don't know. Losing for me is a
For
hard thing.
me, I only get slightly upset when it's the kind of losing where it's like I know I cannot win.
I get upset when it's losing where I know I can win and I'm not.
But like even when I lose and I know I cannot win, like Ultra Kill P-2 on Brutal, I will never be able to P rank that level. Well, maybe not never. Probably never. No, most definitely never. That my brain cannot come. That's the speed of light for me. That's the human speed limit for me.
That's
I
the human
cannot
limit.
I cannot react fast enough to not die anywhere in that level and not die to the final boss of that level. That
Mm,
level is too hard. I cannot do that. I
I
can't
see
do
that.
P-1. That's
But
that and in fact beating P-2, just D-ranking that and going back to P-1, P-1 is so easy compared to P-2. But like
the-
even though I know I cannot beat that level, like I don't know, it's just like let me put some attempts in, see what I can do.
with me it's the complete opposite. Like when I feel like I can win and I'm not, I get the most mad because wait, I can win this. Oh yeah, the question. If I died, uh I think everyone should aim for people to see as close to their perception of themselves when they die. I don't want to be like I don't I like I'm not like you
Well,
got
who
guys
are
that when
you?
they Darrell Harrison. But I think there's guys that like when they die they get perceived too well, and that's the one thing. Like after someone's dead, that you can't
Hindsight is
you can no
2020.
longer make more opinions on that person. Like being born, especially like for example, like my big example is like rap. Like being born after techno, like being born after Tupac and Biggie Smalls have died. I was never alive at the same time of those people. So all I know is, oh yeah, they died. They were so good. They did this. They did that. But they did do bad things. I don't want to be. When I die, I don't want everyone to remember. Oh yeah, Darrell, that guy was so nice, and he was never argumentative, and he was like. I want people to remember. Yeah, okay, that guy. He had his moments, but when he was good, he was good. And I think that's what you want to be remembered by. You want to remember that even if you couldn't be the best you could at all times, when you were, you were.
Well, I feel like that's a different thing. Like those people were famous, and so like in a sense, like who knows? Maybe the people who are in their lives, like personally, like know them different than all the people who like know them for the bad things they did. Because we do live in an age where like information is everywhere,
But
and you
even
can
then,
pretty much
Blix.
find out everyone was a terrible person if you just do 3 Google searches.
But Blix, did you never have like a family member or something like that, or like one of your friends had a family member, like even like it's like a great granddad or something like that, like fought in a war, that they only talk in like good ways or something like that, or like heard like a story about a local guy that they only know good things about him. So like I never really had, but like I feel like that's a thing that happens. Like once someone's gone, it's so easy just to talk about all their good.
Yeah.
But I only remember as uh, Darrell Harrison, you know. And I think I think one part of that is, and it's annoying because to find out what others think about you, the only thing you can do is ask, and that is really annoying to most people. That's why you got to have really close friends to ask them that, because if I ask someone I'm kind of friends with, yo, what's your actual opinions about me? What would you say about me? There's gonna be like, what? Shut up! Like what? And I'll be like, yeah, fair enough, because that's an annoying question to ask, and it's about knowing what other people think about you to be who you want to be. Because in my head, I'm different to how I am in your head, to how I am in X's head, how I am in Maddie's head, how I am in my real life friends' heads,
I
and
feel like
teachers' heads. I'm different to everyone than how I think I am to myself.
I feel like it's a weird thing because if you were to die, like if
Mm.
people only knew you for bad things, no one would like take a moment to remember you. Like
Mm.
in order to have people in your life who would want to remember you, they must remember you for the good things that they liked,
Mm.
right?
Kinda.
Because we're not talking about like a famous person dying and all the people who know of them. We're talking about the people who like knew them.
I see that, but also there's like, if someone like beat you up when you were 10 and then they died, you're gonna remember, yeah, I remember that guy. Guy beat me up when I was 10. You're gonna remember that guy still because of his action,
But I never
even though
knew the
it's
guy.
negative.
If all that guy did was beat me up, do I really know that guy? All I know is that he beat how he like impacted my life once. Literally,
I
I
feel like,
don't
but I
know
feel like,
that guy. I know how that guy's life affected my life.
but even then, you're
And I
gonna
don't even know
remember.
how his life affected my life. I know how his action affected my life. In the
But
end,
you're
I
gonna
don't know
remember
him
him
at all.
for
All
it.
I know is my life.
Yeah, but you're gonna remember. Yeah, that's the guy that beat me up. Okay,
But
let's
you
say it's a
don't
guy that
know the
was.
guy. That's not you knowing the guy. That's
But what
you
is knowing a guy?
knowing about what happened in your own life. You're not thinking about the guy at all. You're thinking about yourself. You're not like you if you had any care about the guy, you would like what you would be wondering more about that, but you didn't really know the guy. All you really know is how
He
like
beat
one
me
time
up.
he beat you up. Yeah, but like you don't really care about the guy in that scenario. You care about what the guy did in your life.
But I'm not saying. I'm saying you're gonna remember him. You're gonna always remember. Yeah, that's the guy that beat me up. He died. Damn, he deserved it. Maybe you wouldn't say that, but yeah, that guy beat me up for no reason. However, okay, let's say, but like, what is knowing someone? What if it was like someone that was in your class, and then, so like you never really spoke to them like that. You talked to them every so often, and then they beat you up. But I don't know. I think personally, it's literally just try understand how people perceive you and be perceived in the way that you wish to be. I think a big thing with me, and I don't know if it's just an issue or if it's a positive. I struggle with both. A thing with me is that a lot of people hate me on first meeting or don't like me on first meeting. I think I'm annoying. Most people I'm friends with, it's been several, like a long amount of time of us not being friends before we actually become friends because they think I'm annoying or they think I'm this or whatever. And when they actually meet me, they're like, okay, no, you're actually okay. So I'm not sure if that's a positive or a negative, but I just know that it is. So it's like probably in a lot of people's heads, yeah, I'm that annoying guy. Or like before people if they left before year 12, yeah, I was that fat guy. Or I was that guy that was bald in year 7. Like a lot of things in people's heads that isn't me because I know who I think I am. I think I'm a nice guy. I think I'm the guy who tries to do the jokes. I'm the guy who does the opinions. I'm the guy who does this. I know these things about myself and other people, but like different people know different facets of my personality. So I feel like you want to be remembered for. I feel like a good phrase to put this in. You want to be remembered for yourself and not be remembered for what others think you are. I want to be remembered for myself. Hello.
But here's a question. Like, if that's the case, if you want to be remembered for yourself, do you feel that the actions over your life define the self that you want to be remembered by? And if they
No,
don't, and the other people take those actions to their natural conclusion, is that really their fault?
I think actions is more like, obviously, of course, if I doing but again, that's a very big it depends question. If my actions was, yeah, I kept beating people up in public and everyone saw me as the guy who beat people up, but in my own head I'm actually a sweet soft boy, then it's different to like, yeah, like people see me and they think, okay, that guy's obnoxious or whatever, he's like loud, whereas I was just like being unserious or I was just joking or whatever. I was just like, people don't understand the full story. I think that is a lot different to you actively being a nuisance and being different in your own head rather than people making a judgment upon you and you being able to beat it.
All right, this is a very broad question. It's basically just asking about like a concept, basically. It's all this is.
Hmm.
What are your ideas and thoughts around like redemption? Like any kind of thought around it, like someone who was bad in general wanting to like regretting that. Like
I think
how bad is too bad to like go and be good.
I think again it depends on the active self. So let's say someone really bad. I don't want to say his name because I say it too much. Okay, let's say a different guy. Let's say Stalin. Okay, I've done a lot of research on this. I've learned a lot about Stalin. As a history student, we study him. Stalin was not a great guy, as we know. He was just directly responsible for several million deaths of his people. If he decided, yo, that was actually so wrong, I'm not gonna forgive him. But if he genuinely believed, yeah, that was so wrong and everything in his own mind, I'd respect it, but I wouldn't forgive him. Redemption does not mean forgiveness in any way. It's just the fact of if someone is a better person in their own mind and genuinely believes the positives of what's up, then I can respect that. If they genuinely think, okay, I'm a better person now than I was, I can change and grow. However, I'm not gonna forgive them. If someone killed my
But that implies like a objective sense of like good. Like let's say Stalin at some point was like had that same thought of like, man, I need to redeem myself. And instead of like doing what you said, where he's like, man, all the things I've done are wrong. It's like, man, I haven't gone far enough. And like,
so
if
then
I
he
don't
wants to
go
kill
farther
more
enough,
guys.
I need to redeem myself. I need to go even farther. I need to be responsible for more deaths. Like, do
But I
you
think this
respect that, or do you only
no,
respect it if it follows the kind of moral things that you would align yourself with,
yeah,
such
it goes
as
back to my
killing more
answer to the
people is
first.
bad?
Yeah, it goes back to my answer to the first question. Really, it's literally just I think certain things are good and other things are bad, and that's just what I will think. If Stalin was good, if there was a court case for a murderer, and they were like, "Your Honor, genuinely, I regret everything I've done. I deserve all of this. I've seen the lie. It was so wrong." They still deserve their punishment. However, I can respect them for seeing the error of their ways, and I hope that once they've done the punishment they get given, they can come out and be a better person. Someone like Stalin, I do think it's unforgivable. However, I can respect if they decide to align with my values, because
All
I
right.
know that's gonna sound bad, but of course, if he thinks, oh yeah, I want to keep killing people, I'm not gonna respect it because that's not what I think is good. I think he's still bad.
What about this? Let's say someone does something so horrible that people are like, we got to put this guy to death,
Hmm.
right? This guy is going to die.
Yeah.
At the next, somehow, let's say hypothetically, he completely regrets his actions and wants to try and redeem himself. This person. If he dies, he will not have the opportunity to try and redeem himself. However, what he has done, let's say hypothetically, most people would agree he should be put to death for it.
Hmm.
What would you think?
I don't. I think he can redeem himself in his own mind. I don't. Depending on the severity of his action, I don't know what he can do to redeem himself realistically. Let's say, like, I guess, like, the two worst things you can do is like pedophilia and like murder. Like, I don't see what he can do to redeem himself. I believe that he could. That I don't know that I don't know, but I believe that they could feel regret. They could feel genuine regret and genuinely believe better. And of course, I believe that there's God, so I think that, of course, God will know if he genuinely, but like, accepts that he's they've done something wrong, and then that's can lead to heaven or whatever. If he genuinely, it's like the robber and the thief who crossed next to Jesus, who genuinely accepted Jesus Christ or whatever. It's like that. They can genuinely believe what they did was wrong, believe that, and I think that they should be treated with respect prior to their killing. However, they it's if it's that severe, they might still deserve it. Unfortunately,
All right.
and it is a shame because there in this world there is just one playthrough. There's no restarts. If they can go back and undo their crime, the only thing that I could see giving them redemption, like fully redemption for and allowing it, is if they undid their crime somehow. So let's say their crime was burn down the house, and no killing, no one died. They just burnt down the house. I think they could fix, but they wouldn't get killed for that. I don't think the only way you could really get redemption fully is by undoing your crime, because even if you let's say you killed 10 people's families, okay, young children, you killed kids, adults, everything, okay, but you left some people like survivors. Let's say you say like you went to 10 households of 5 people and you killed 4 out of 5 people in all the households, so you left one person left alive in all those households, so they had to deal with it. You could donate $1 billion to the charity of your choice. You could donate all these things. Will that help those people? You're not gonna. Would you? Maybe they're forgiving, but are you redeemed for those people? No matter what they say or feel, whatever. If I don't, it Blix. If I don't know, if someone killed your family and then they donated $1 billion to charity, like that
I wouldn't
is
forgive him.
exactly that's what I'm saying. Like, even though it's more beneficial for the world, it's redemption in a way. They still did that to you.
Well,
You
I'm not sure
gained.
if me having $1 billion is like better for the world, but
No, they donated to charity. They gave it to like
okay.
they gave $1 billion to charity, and like genuinely helped stuff happen. No matter what good that causes, they still killed your family. They still did a really bad thing to you that they can't take back, like an untake backable thing. So it's not redemption. I believe I could make if it happened, I think maybe he does regret it, but I would never be able to forgive him, never once.
That's fair.
Uh,
While we're in
so
this territory of like weird moral questions as opposed to life advice, answer the
mhm.
trolley problem.
That's a hard one for me. I've never really I have thought about it. I've answered it in the past, but people obviously judge.
You know the. Let me give it to
Yeah.
you just so we know we're on the same
Are we
trolley
saying
problem.
5 guys or are we saying one guy?
It's okay. So the trolley is heading for 5 guys.
Mm-hmm.
You can switch the tracks, and then it will hit one guy.
Uh-huh.
What do you do?
Uh, I do think this is going to be a sort of a meticulous answer, but well, not even really. I think there is obviously a case by case. Let's say if it's one guy who, if it's like the classic problem of one guy's tied to the tracks, 5 guys are tied to the tracks, and you swap it to kill the one guy. I would switch it, unfortunately, just because. But I'm gonna kill you. It's all about 5 guys. Because the fact that 5 lives is gonna be more affected. Like, let's say there's that, but all average people is gonna affect more people on average than one. Unfortunately, I would feel. This is not an easy problem. I would obviously feel a mass amounts of guilt the rest of my life. I don't think I could continue going on that seriously and pretend. And I think that would irreparably change me as a person. I would not go back being the same man after I did that.
Okay, here's a question for you. Back
However,
to the
I would
redemption thing.
swap it. Yeah.
So, you have killed a man.
I
In the
I
simplest of
would, yeah.
terms. You regret it, right?
Mhm.
And you do, but you did some good. You saved 5 people's lives. But you
Said four.
didn't undo the one guy you killed.
Hmm.
How does that factor into your opinion on what you said earlier?
I think it's the same. I can't imagine I would go to jail and be killed for this because I could probably put up a pretty good defense. However, like that is the fact of it. In the eyes of his family, especially if they know what happens, I switched it to make that happen, or in the eyes of his family or his friends or his loved ones or whatever, then I will never be redeemed. I don't know, depending on who they are as people. If they'd solved the trolley problem before, then I would they would never likely never forgive me. I'd never be redeemed in their eyes, and maybe I'll never even be redeemed in my own eyes. But I'd feel like I would feel regret, and I understand that I wouldn't. It's not in this way that such I would be like, oh yeah, I still like the guys. I still respect this. Like I wouldn't be happy about it. I think I would genuinely regret it and genuinely feel awful. So it's not. Maybe it's not an act of redemption, but there definitely is full regret and me understanding entirely what I did. But I'm not sure. I can't say if it was wrong, but I said what I did actively hurt a man and end his life. However, I would also be thinking about the fact that these 5 people, like, even though they were gonna get hit anyway, 5 people is so many. 5 lives, like this. That's so much. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever be redeemed in the eyes of his family or his friends or whatever. Or even I'm not sure the courts I could probably get redeemed. But then of course there's legality versus morality. But not much on to right now. Hello?
Hey,
What's your opinion on that?
I think it's fine. I'm just trying. A lot of this is me listening, but also trying to think of the next thing.
Yeah, I see that.
Hmm. I don't know. You got any questions for me?
Uh is there anyone you genuinely believe you'd put your life on the line for?
That's an odd question. I think if I was to make a list of all the people that I believe I should put my life on the line for, the list might consist of anyone I've ever met. If I was to look at that list and determine, however, like doing it, the action is much bigger than just thinking it through.
Like
Would I
actively
actually, in the moment, sacrifice my own life
for someone else.
for someone else? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's a hard question because on principle I could say, yeah, I'd put my life on the line for my own mother. I'd put my life on the line for this person. But the
But it,
act of permanence of me not being alive, existing
there's
anymore.
also a lot of things I think about it that are weird. Like, would I be doing it for the right reason is a big thing. Am I doing it because I value the other person's life or because
Or
I
because I have
don't
to.
value my own enough? And if I literally sacrifice my life because I do not value my own life enough, like, that's bad in my mind.
Also,
And I
would they
shouldn't
want
do
me
that.
to? Also,
What if
would
they
they want
don't
me
want
to?
you to? Is
Exactly.
also a big thing.
I think putting the act of death for me has always been weird. I never have liked it. It's incredibly just. It's weird because it is just a permanent thing. That's why I find it so crazy. Like you can't you cannot say. I think most people can't say actively, yeah, I just put my life on the line for this person, unless like it's true, just genuine. Like you felt like you have like I ain't got kids, of course, but maybe like the love for your own child would be like, yeah, I have to. That I would put my life on the line for him or her because like they're my kid, and because they're genuinely like my world. However, in this fact, you're losing your own life, and it's something that you can't bring back. It's like that choice is permanent.
Yeah.
Nothing else in this world is permanent. Like there's other ways, but the only to our knowledge right now is in this world. Once you die, you're just gone. Like we understand heaven or whatever, but even then, whatever happens, you're dead in this mortal plane, and you cannot come back because of one choice you made. It's crazy.
I feel like there's a sense of permanence to every decision you make, though. Like, not in the
Entirely
sense
so.
that people are going to remember it forever, and not in the sense that, like, it's going to be earth shattering and, like, change the course of the world, because realistically, you aren't the center of the universe. But, like,
I,
also realistically, every decision you make quite literally cannot be undone, because you cannot go back in time and undo it.
but I think that obviously that's just I feel like, but even though it's obviously can't be undone for other scenarios, that one is a lot more different. Like let's say if I say, yeah, I don't want to go to, I don't want to. Let's say I decide I'm not going to join cool. I can just join cool after that. I can go, yeah, 20 minutes time. Yeah, actually, I will join cool. Actually, I will do that. Even though I'm not going back and remaking my initial choice, I am still getting a very similar outcome. Like my first choice was made. Imagine if that choice, instead of being should I join cool, should I die right now? If I say yes to that question, there's no other chance for me to go, actually, I didn't want to. It's just, oh, okay, I'm dead now.
That's fair enough.
Mm, it's crazy, man.
Also, like in this scenario you've made up, it's like if you just think, "Do I want to die?" Yes, and then it's just like you just die instantly.
Mhm.
Like it's the old question of, is there like a combination of things you can think in your brain that will just kill you? Like,
Yeah.
is there a like Alt F4 in your brain?
Yeah, I hope not. Because I think a whole damn lot. I might hit that shit.
That's true. I think I remember when I was really young, I was actually scared about that. I was like, because my mind would always be like racing and thinking things, not like in a smart way, just in like an annoying way.
Hmm.
And I remember once I got afraid because like, what if like I think three things and then like in order and then they just kill me?
Table jacket split, and I die.
Or if I just die?
I was just thinking, like, why my lungs just break?
That would suck.
Yeah, I'd be upset about that, frankly. Uh,
Daryl, do you
got
think
another
you get
one?
upset at not being good at video games because you yourself feel you are not good, or because you feel you are not good compared to someone else?
It's both. I don't like losing. I I think there are a lot of things that I'm not better at other people than, and I like. This is gonna sound bad. I like being better than other people, and obviously that's not a great thing, and it's like I maybe should deal with. However, I don't like because I always feel like I have the potential to be the best. It's a clearly misguided misconception, and I don't think it's even Mamba mentality. I think it's just delusion. I think it's just the fact that I think that if I genuinely try hard enough at anything, I can be the best at it. I could learn it easily and quickly. I genuinely tried, but I don't. And I think the only things I've really genuinely tried at, I can say honestly, in the last year, is fucking Soulsborne games, and I'm not the best at it. Like we're talking like getting towards 1,000 hours of these games. like like getting up there. I might break 1,000 before the 1 year anniversary of me playing Dark Souls 1, especially because fucking DLC's coming out.
That's so weird because I'm almost just very recently breaking the 1,000 hour in all those games.
Exactly, and I'm
Again,
that.
for me, not all those games were out.
Yeah, but also for me, a lot of the time, it is weird. Like a lot of the time that I have on the game is not me actually playing. I do have a lot of AFK when I just kept them open and spoke. But still, I still have several hundred hours at least of playtime on these games, and it just upsets me because it was never just. Even as a kid, I was playing Clash Royale. I'd get pressed if I lost. I don't like losing. I don't know why I hate losing so. I don't know where this came from, but I hate it so badly because it just makes me mad. It makes me feel like lesser than someone else.
Do you feel just
I
as
don't.
angry when your sports team loses?
It's similar,
Or do
and
you feel like
it's
if you were in there, they would have won?
I have had that thought. That's it, but it's genuine delusion. It's like I'm like, yeah, I just do that shit. That's easy. But like, yeah, I
I
do get
remember when
really
you
mad.
asked the literal ninja question of why do basketball players just miss?
Yeah, no, but sometimes I see it. But like, no, what I was saying, yeah, when my sports team loses, I do get really mad. It's very, but it's a different type of anger. I feel like I think it's more about, yo, why are you losing? But this is more of a why am I losing? I could have won easily. And that upsets me because I don't know where this fear of losing is. It might even be a fear of. I just don't like being worse than other people because I feel like I can be so good.
By the way, you're cutting out a little bit. Every so often, a word you say won't go through.
Oh, let me try to fix that. I don't know what I can do, but I'll try. I don't like being.
Interrupted.
Yeah, no. Oh, is that? I think had a little click in there. I don't like being a loser in these scenarios because I don't know. I want people to see me as that. I want to be seen as someone who's good at things, and to be. No, I want to see myself as someone who really just don't be sometimes.
How
But
do
it's
you
just
feel about people whose lives are drastically different than yours?
uh, it depends. It's hard to tell because your life's definitely different to mine.
Would you
I,
say it's drastically different?
I think so.
That's fair.
We live like there's obviously similarities in our lives because there's similarities in everyone's lives, but the main thing is that we live across the world. Like right now, like I'm actually talking to you, and it's 4 a.m. for me, and you're in a different part of the planet by several hundred, maybe several thousand miles. And like we did obviously have many different experiences. I can't. I'm not going to talk about them, of course. But there's incredibly different experiences that we've both experienced that have made it so we have lived different lives. But despite that, I think we're similar enough people. So that's the thing that I don't think experiences fully give a people. There's some people that are really rich that are down to earth, calm guys. People that are really poor that or like medium wealth. I think they're better than everyone. They're richer than everyone.
How do you feel
People,
about the idea that you can never fully understand everyone?
everyone.
Like, or I guess even like you can't even fully understand another person who isn't you. Or like, do you
Mm,
even think you can either even fully understand yourself?
I don't think I can, but
Do you think you can like full
I think people
understand
can.
someone else close to as much as you understand yourself?
I think I could understand someone else as close as much as I understand myself, like fully, like fully
You
down
cut
to a.
out there, like bad.
Wait, what?
You just came back in.
I think my wire's on its last life, bro. Uh, this. uh, Is this better?
I don't know. I'll tell you if it cuts out.
Then yeah. So as I was saying, like I think there are some people that genuinely fully understand themselves and have their whole thing to a T. That's why they're gonna have something they don't understand, but like they have their whole like ideas to a T. But with me, I don't. I don't even know what I think about myself, about my personality, about my identity. Like I don't understand myself pretty much at all. And I think I could. There might even be people out there right now that I might understand on the same level as myself. But of course, I don't think. But the thing is, I don't know that. That's the only thing. I can have an idea, even if they tell me, yeah, it's true. Like right now, I could list like 100 facts that I think are true about you. I could say, oh yeah, you're this, you're that, you're that. If you go, yeah, that's all true, and then I think I understand you. You could be lying. You could might not be wrong. You might be wrong about that yourself. It's the fact that I don't know. I can think I know things, but I never know something about someone else. So I can understand and not be wrong, but also they might not be right. So I understand their idea of themselves.
Hmm. You like video games?
That's honestly that might be a hard question because, like, again, I've always said I like things that are good, and me liking video games is like, do I like them? When I do them, I just feel unhappy. Most I can think of hardly any games that I leave a session feeling happy because of losing or whatever. I play video games and I think I enjoy them, but realistically, to being honest to my own self, I don't think I do because I don't like losing. I like winning, and I think there's a big opportunity to win in games. But yeah, I obviously I like video games, but you know, questions are a lot more than it could be.
Alright, here's a question I haven't asked yet, but it's slightly controversial. Is killing bad?
Nah.
You
I
heard
think
it
in some
here first,
cases,
folks.
if I killed someone and it was like it was cool, it wouldn't be bad. But if someone else killed someone and it wasn't cool, it'd be bad.
It would be kind of bad. I think I should start like doing all killing.
Nah, not
Like
you,
everyone
me.
else should stop. I'll just do it for you.
Yeah, only but only if you feel like it. So it's like there'd be a
Yeah.
lot less killing. You'd still do it every so often, just to attempt to tide people over.
I get a lot of emails, I think.
Mm,
If I was the only human being allowed to kill, I think my inbox would be full.
mm.
And you know what? That would piss me off because I hate a full inbox.
I don't like full inboxes really.
I hate it. I don't understand how people can live with like email notifications over 100.
I just muted my other emails because I didn't want them. So I only really have like one canon email now.
Hmm. I'm having trouble thinking of another question. All right, here's one.
But,
What's
uh,
one question you wanted to be asked that I didn't ask you?
this guy pulled the and you. Uh, I don't really know. Just like
Surely when you wanted to do this, you had a question in mind that you thought you had a pretty good answer for.
not really. I was thinking of like how to get a job, and I'd be like, yeah, you gotta go to the job store. Uh, I don't. Yeah, I feel like you covered quite a lot. I think mainly like how do you? I don't know. I realized I didn't have that many questions about life advice to that I really feel you covered a lot of bases.
Thanks.
I think
It's pretty.
me being
We answered all of life's questions in just over an hour.
yeah, I think questions about like how to how would I do this? Like I don't know. Trying to put life stories behind it, but I don't know. I think me being me being myself as a kind of guy, it's like different than
Alright, here's a question. Why do you not like drugs so much?
Uh, I'll answer this. I don't know. I'll tell you if I want to keep it in, but I'll just give you the genuine answer. My dad is like a really big alcoholic, and he
Uh,
like, I never used to be like that big into, like when I was even like a few years back, like year 7, year 8, I didn't really care about drinking that much. But then it was just like, why would I do this? Like, for one, I'm broke. Two, this shit just doesn't seem like positive. It just like I feel like I can be enough of a, maybe this might even be where I started only like trying to be funny. Like I can be funny enough and be like adventurous out of my mind and be relaxed enough without any narcotics. And why should I have to do this where I can get reliant on it? Like reliant personality is a hereditary and can go through generations. Why would I? I'm not gonna risk that, and I don't want it to risk for my friends either because I've seen what the effect it can have on raising your own kids. So like, I want my friends to be good people, and I want me to be a good person. So when even though I'm kind of pushy with it, I like it to tell people, yo, maybe you shouldn't do that because I don't know. And it's weird because a lot of guys are like almost strictly against that, like, oh man, just do whatever, especially because this is kind of a boom. Like we're young. I understand the pull of it. Like I genuinely understand. I'm an addictive personality guy. Like with gambling, fucking drinks. Like the sugar and chicken. I'm not gonna act like I haven't got an addictive personality, but I decided to find my vice in like drinks and shit. Where I've managed to keep off the like. If I was like heavily obese, I'd understand, but I kept the pounds up. I was bigger and I just lost that shit. Now I think it's fine. Like having a vice and telling someone to stop drinking and everything is bad. And it's not my place to do so. However, I just really am against it. And it's just similar with drugs. Also, there's effect like literally just the black community and how it affects it in general. How crack affected the black community. How weed has gotten so many people arrested because it's a tool used. It's planted. Ronald Reagan was planting that shit. And also, it's just a lot of guys that do drugs and do this stuff are just annoying in my real life at least. A lot of guys will just be like, yeah, yeah, I do drugs, man. I'm so cool when they just joke, man. And it gives them almost like a social power that I don't want to be involved in. And also, this is a sense of, like, I feel like a big part of personality is a sense of self. I've never done drugs before, but I know it's like, oh yeah, you go faded, you lose, you forget shit, whatever. My big thing is being me. And if I'm using something that stops me from seeing my own self, thinking my own self, then I'm not there for that time. I could say, do whatever, anything during that moment that I don't know. And am I trying to take the risk to see how far I go when that one day, this is choices. That one bad choice, that one big moment could cause a genuine issue instead of just being, oh yeah, I'm just trying it out. Why would I try something out that could go bad? Like I don't like to take risks. I wouldn't try skydiving because I'm not meant to be in the sky. I could die, and I could
if I was
say a
meant to
lot.
fly, I'd have wings.
Yeah, I could say and do a lot of things that I don't mean or want to do when under the influence
Uh,
of a different substance or idea.
what?
We're doing the life advice podcast.
Oh, I
Yeah,
got some life advice
let's
within
keep
me
that in
is an
actually.
endless summer.
By the way, Daryl, the question isn't whether or not it's up to me to keep that in. I'm gonna ask you if I can keep that in.
No, keep it in. Keep it in.
All right, fair enough.
In my most tragic winters, I remember within me lie an endless summer.
I don't know what that means.
It's a stupid quote. It doesn't mean anything.
It's an Albert Camus quote.
Who the fuck is Albert Camus?
He's the guy that
I
wrote
mean,
The Stranger.
He's a good
Stranger
guy.
Things.
I love Albert Camus.
Camus powder. He's drinking cum powder. Ew.
No,
What
actually,
the
Life
that's
is
actually
just
fuck?
such a stupid
some.
quote because the point isn't even that like inside you because like if you're upset, you are the winter. and there's no curing him being this summer. It's
Mm.
unhelpful advice unless you think you are the center of the universe and you could just
Dude, all he's saying is when he's super sad, he remembers that he's human. Like, he can do anything.
Guess I'll just wait 6 months.
Life is meaningless but worth living, provided you recognize it's meaningless. Life is a sum of all your choices, so what are you doing today? Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend.
I just reading
Um,
quotes, nigga. Say your own piece.
My own piece?
This is the Darrell episode, but I'll let Sloth talk. This man's my friend.
Okay.
I was joking,
Um,
Maddie. You could have talked before. I was just, you know.
I think that every human is beautiful.
Nah,
Don't
so some
don't be
ugly ass
like
niggas out there.
I think that everyone
We're
has
What
different
about, oh
a
yeah,
styles.
what
unique
about
thing,
Stalin?
has a
What?
unique thing about them.
Or that other guy?
Mm.
Are you too scared to say Hitler?
What the fuck? It's just so weird that it's me and
Well, I don't
Blitz
know
doing
if
like the serious stuff, and then Sloth comes on and does
I
jokes.
tried to talk about serious things, and then you just went, "Are you talking about Stalin?"
No, that was after. No, you don't get it. I was genuinely being a nice guy.
My
We keep it
life advice is that all of us are alive, and that's crazy, and you should go live your life to like the best life you can live. You know, I know it's cliche, but you know,
But then
yeah.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and it's not me trying to hate on, it's me being genuine.
I don't know, because
Most
it's like
guys, did he just? That's actually crazy. But
well,
he
no,
he's pulling
I'm
the
trying to
show.
engage with what he's saying because it's like live the
Yeah, I was
best.
gonna say was
That's an easy thing to say.
yeah,
Anyone
but
can
most
say
guys
that.
can't live their best life.
Not even that. Like, not even the sense of like any physical preventions. Just like this is what I was actually talking about with Jamie. I think the last ball podcast is doing whatever you want going to make it always inevitably going to make you happy.
I don't think
Like
so.
Darrell, if you were allowed to do whatever you wanted
Hmm.
in the in order to be happy, do you think it would end in your happiness?
No.
Like, no, I mean genuinely. Like, take the question, not like, don't answer like how you think. Like, genuinely think it over. If you were allowed to do whatever you want, I would want a billions of dollars because it would make me feel safe and secure. I would never have to worry about financial stuff. I'd want like, to not worry about anything.
Are we talking like
Uh,
real life or kind of like teleport?
I'm talking about uh anything that you want. Like if you say you even put like limits on yourself. You even put your own limits on yourself if you think it'll make you more happy.
Mm. It made me less happy. It's
Like
like if
I
I
think,
teleport, I'd be
but I
happier.
think if I was given the choice, I would not put a limit on myself when it comes to money because I'd be too scared to. Because the idea of not having enough money scares me. So I would just give
Yeah.
myself billions of dollars so I never have to worry about money ever again. Right? That's
Hmm.
easy. Something else I've thought of, like this is a separate thought actually. So like, but like it kind of applies. I find it so weird, like how much different my life would be if I had the knowledge that I was going to die within a year.
Mm.
Like it's it's one of those things that's again very cliche, where it's like if you knew you were gonna die, you'd do all the things you wanted to do. But
But
like,
I don't know if I would.
I remember it started to actually resonate with me yesterday because like I feel like things like that you can like be told them a lot, but like eventually one day they like kind of like think about it and it like really resonates with you. But
Hmm.
like I genuinely thought of all the things I would do within a year, and I think a lot of that would be like be terrified of my own death and put unfair expectations on myself. But there are
Hmm.
also things that I would do like genuinely. Like what do I have to lose? I have nothing to lose. There is so many cool things that I would immediately do. But
I don't know if I
I
would though.
also think right now I'm viewing it very positively and I'm not viewing it from the perspective I usually do, which is how like nervous I would be, how much unfair expectation I would have. And I'm definitely not viewing it from okay, well happens when that 1 year gets to 1 month? How am I feeling then?
Also, I'm
Probably not
like
very good.
the thing with me
What
is
about
like
1 day? That's not very good.
with me. most things I want to do and fail to do is with people. I don't want to die soon because I want to obviously like I've got things I want to do. I want to have deeper bonds with my friends in real life. I actually have deep bonds and not be superficial. I want to meet you guys, of course. I want to fucking raise a family and shit, bro. I know, of course, I'm not gonna claim it, bro. I'm a kid. I'm 17. I'm not some old guy. I'm not unk yet. I'm literally just a guy. And that's the thing. It's like, yo, I'm not trying to. If that 1 year happened for me, I don't know what I could do because there's nothing that I really want to do. When I think of things, I never think, yeah, I really want to do that. I don't care. I want to do things with my friends. That 1 year, I'm gonna go to school the next day. I'm like, hey, yo, anyone want to meet up? That's what first thing I'm gonna do. I ain't got money. I ain't got. There's no opportunity for me to do crazy shit. I just really want to do is, yo, everyone, let's come meet up. Let's just chill. Let's go play basketball. Let's go do this. All these things to me, sentimentality really is just I want to do things with my friends and with people I like and people I love because that's people I like being with. Like, this is obviously this is a big link back to something else, but a thing with me is just loneliness. I'm very lonely. I grow up. I have no siblings. Like my house is just me and my mom. I'm a lonely kid. That's why I'm very big on. I think that's why I talk so much because I don't get to talk. I don't talk at home. When I'm at home, I speak. I don't talk. I'm silent at most days for most hours. I speak I think I've panned up a little bit now, but I still speak kind of fast, and I fixed that when I was so young. But it came back after lockdown because I was genuinely spending days saying barely any words. Just so talking to my mom, saying like, "Yo, you good there for that?" Because I'm just lonely. That's why I like spending time with other people. So I think there's obviously a circumstance would change that question. Because realistically, all I'm gonna do is meet up with my friends. But again, I feel like guys don't want to do that as much as I do. Feeling like you're not wanted in a friendship group or not wanted, like feeling like people don't like you as much as you like them is really a humbling feeling. But
And
it
then
makes sense.
going back to the other thing, like live your life. People don't know what their life is. People because in order to figure out in the like that's like the step before like even like if you are allowed to do whatever you want. Well, what do you want? You want to be happy. But like what do you what does that mean?
Mhm.
It's like a weird thing like live your life, but like I don't think people know how to live their lives. I think people like can kind of feel like, "Oh, I like this right now. I think this is pretty happy. I'm kind of liking this." But like I don't know, I feel like that's different, you know?
I think we should eat and kill people.
Yeah, no, I think we should eat and kill hookers for fun.
I think the Drake beef might come back because Drake just sang on the BBL Drizzy beat.
I love Drake being brought up in the middle of this. How do you think Drake feels right now?
Uh,
My
Um,
guess, not that good or on top of the world.
yeah, one of those.
He's either one of those two. The other thing that Sloth said about like we're beautiful. People are beautiful. I like that, but like I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna make it clear when we listen back to this, like later, guys, I'm not saying people aren't beautiful. I'm just trying
Some
to
of them
like
aren't.
think this through.
Some of them aren't.
Yeah. Uh, like I don't know. It's like weird to say that people are beautiful, cause like Slot's talking about Albert Camus, and like he's Albert Camus is very weird, cause he's French.
Ugh,
Well,
I'm
not
joking.
even in that sense. Like he had this. Basically ripping this quote from someone who's already said this, but Albert Camus had a very French idea, which is the universe means nothing, but you shouldn't be a nihilist because of that. In fact, what you should do, the world is full of purpose, and that purpose is to live in spite of the fact that there's no purpose. That's what he believed. There is no rhyme or reason to the world, and you should live in spite of that.
Mm.
Because that sucks, and screw the nothing that is responsible for, and no one's responsible for it, but screw that. So live in spite of that. But like,
Mm.
that's a stupid idea.
Almost so.
Like, I don't know. It's like there must be something more philosophically deep to that, because he's like, he was a smart guy. Like I'm told he was like a smart guy. He wrote a good book. He made many good books. But like, and so must be come from a lack of understanding. But there is something very stupid about saying you should live in spite. You should make the purpose of your life around the fact that the world sucks. Like, I think it's the in spite that like gets me, because it's like you're forming your entire identity and purpose around the fact that the world sucks, and you're angry at the nothing that's responsible for it.
Mm. It's just silly. Plain and simple. I think it's just kind of silly. I think saying that, I don't know, I think people being beautiful is not real. I think it's everyone starts as neutral, and when we do good things, we become good, and when we do bad things, we become bad. Well, obviously not. I don't take that icon. It's not. I'm not saying, oh, bad part. You do one bad thing, you're a bad guy. I just think that saying, oh yeah, everyone's wholly good is only makes sense in the religious connotation, in my opinion, because if we're just random chance and stuff like that, well, for what reason are we all good? I haven't done nothing good. If I'm just born, like, what have I done that's useful? Nothing. So it only matters. It only matters in which what. It only matters in what I do and who I am, not just that I exist. Because lions kill people. They still exist. Why are they not? They're beautiful. They kill people. So do some humans.
Here's an idea that I'd like to bring into this. So let's say you die, and
Me?
there's nothing there, right?
Yeah.
You die and you become nothing. But then you become something again, right?
Yeah.
And you are given the opportunity to reshape your life however you want. You have complete control over your life. Like, this is back, you like literally omniscient control, and anything that you do is like not necessarily permanent, because you're given as much time as you want, if time means anything anymore, right? But like, once you make your decision, it's final, and you go back to nothing. Like, once you make your final decision, you can like undo however much you want, but like you go back to nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're given complete control, and everything you are doing is like happening. If you change something, it isn't just you feel like it's changed. It's real. If you say, I want this to happen in my life, that happened in your life.
Mm-hmm.
What would that do to a person?
It would. It depends on the part. I don't actually. It depends. I honestly, I can't tell you.
Because my idea is like, I'd give it a few shots, certainly. But in the end, like, I don't think I think it doesn't matter anymore.
But no, but it depends. If I'm dead right now, like,
Like, if
it,
I truly think it would not matter to me at all.
I think it
And
would.
even as the most selfish thing, I don't think I would like change my life at all, even if it would be the benefit to people other than me.
Uh,
Because, like, nothing really means anything at that point.
But I think it's for me. It's like, say I died right now, and then you said this happens. Yeah, I died right now. I don't exist, and then suddenly I exist. One thing: do I feel the time between me not existing and me existing again, or time as a concept?
I think you. I think I'll say you remember everything up until the very moment you stopped existing, because that would ruin the definition of not existing.
Okay, so
And
I'm
then
just like
all
I
of a
just thought
sudden
back.
you come back and you have like you're able to come to the obvious conclusion that you stopped existing and that everything was nothing. And like you experienced that firsthand, you were like right there. So like it's kind of a more deeper knowing than like anyone else ever before.
I see that. I think I would make changes because again, I've done nothing. There's so much that I wish to do and change with my life that I'm not happy with. I'd want to go and see this. I'd be able to go and do that. That's what I'd want to do. I think even though it wouldn't matter, I'd still do something. But it's like when you get creative mode in Minecraft. Literally, that's the best example I can think of. When you have creative mode in Minecraft, you're not doing anything. It doesn't matter until you've already got all the stuff. But sometimes you want to just play around. You want to see what's up, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just play around a little bit.
But for how long?
Look at that, but time don't exist no more.
Yeah,
But
but
definitely
like
a while. I've got
you
so
would
like
have to stop at some point,
yeah,
or would
of
you
course
like go?
it would be probably a time much longer than my life. I'd be like, oh yeah, what if I chilled with these guys in this school? What if I did that? What if I did like a whole life? Oh, what if I was this? What if I played rugby? What if I played football? What if I was really good at basketball? What if I was really bad at basketball? What if I had no identity? What if I just? I would do so many what ifs because I care so much. That's George Floyd trending.
You're on Twitter.com?
I'm on Twitter on that.
No. Give him the medicine drug. Alright, we gave him the medicine drug. Only a stupid person would give him the medicine drug. You are stupid. I think the medicine drug is the correct solution. You are black. This vexes
Whoa.
me. Have you seen that movie, Darrell?
Oh, is that Mr. House?
Yeah, Mr. House MD.
I don't know why you sent me that actually. That upsets me. It doesn't upset me. It makes me feel upset because it's not true. Yeah, no, I understand. I understand that I often say to many individuals that I would beat them by an altercation. Not anymore though, because now I'm a
Now you're a wholesome guy
yeah. I've decided I
who
am
likes
now.
big chungus.
Big Chungus is really funny.
So true, man.
Should we
No.
close this out kind of soon, or you're gonna keep going?
Do you
You
want to
got
keep
stuff
going?
like maybe we could do one or two more questions.
I don't know if I have two more questions in me. Do
You
you have
got one?
any input on the sloth thing? I don't know. You said
Uh,
something. We might as well address it.
really addressed it.
Alright.
That was pretty funny. I think just overall, like the people, a lot of people don't understand and don't want to understand how different everyone is, and that what you see in someone isn't necessarily true. I think there's so many hidden things in people that, or not even hidden. Sometimes you just a perception based on a perception built on someone is so easy. It's so hard to break once it's been created. It takes a strong person to break that. But sometimes it's worth doing it because there's a lot of people that I've never wanted to that I've thought were bad people that were annoying, that were bad guys. And then I realized they're actually nice people, or the other way around. People I thought were nice are not good people. And I think your judgment can't always be trusted when it comes to people because you gotta change up. That's really all I gotta say. Thank you. If anyone listened this far, genuinely thank you. It means a lot. Maybe you're just here because you're doing lawn mowing or whatever, or you're
Sloth's here.
doing work.
Sloth's here.
Yeah,
He's
if you're
driving
just
on his
here to
way to
do
work.
work or to do lawn mowing, then that's cool. But if you genuinely enjoyed listening to this, it means a lot because it's different from my
I accidentally left the call.
it's different to my usual content. So thank you for letting me talk. If you've got anything to say, put it in the comments as you go ahead, and I'll reply to every comment with a cool paragraph. Or I won't.
With a cool paragraph. And if what you say is mean, well, let's just say that paragraph will be.
It might not be very cool
It might not be very cool for you, but like
for
I
you.
think
For
what I'm
me, it
saying is
will.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Because
cool
what I think
facts.
is, because as you said, what you think is good is good.
Yeah. Alright, man. Anyway, throw a light at the like button. Blast chicken to the sub button. Goodbye.
All right. Think this has been. Why am I forgetting how I end the episode? I think I'm tired now. This started out with you being tired, and now I'm tired. Thank you for joining us. These have been your hosts, me. Darrell,
Hey guys, thank you for listening.
Maddie, and X.
I think we
Any
should kill and eat people.
any final remarks that aren't that?
Thank you.